Hello. Oh my goodness. We had we had donos before we even started. Thank you, Nasty and Asuka, for the tier 1 subs. We appreciate you. Get Kobolded and White Name Genocide. Kobolded is like such a classic ref at this point. Such a classic OG streamer ref. I love that we have deep lore that goes back more than a year now. Because I feel like we settled on Hordes quite a long time ago, but we appreciate. Thank you so much. Yeah, hello, Mama. What's up, Peppy Toaster? Hello, Trans Girl Jade, Gayfish, Baphomet, Katie. Hello, Spicy Title. Yeah, it's not a joke. The rhetoric is quickly turning toward the gays and the lesbians. Big news! I'm officially a Seattleite. Ooh, nice. Yeah, finally got settled in with internet. That is good to hear. So you're not siphoning off your data. Yes. Everybody enjoy your dicks. Everybody who has the access to that, enjoy your dicks. Ooh, spent the last several hours redoing the desk setup, and behold, running off of a laptop is truly, like, I get just... Sometimes it's what you got, but holy shit, did you get a haircut? I mean, I did cut my own hair, like... a week or two ago, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I shaved my hair recently, and then the rest of it is still quite long. I would if I had both hands. Rip in pieces. Oh, I still gotta like catch up with you on like what exactly happened to your hand that it broke. It looks like it got a lot of hairs cut. I always listen. I cut my hair on the sides. And I cut my hair, well, I was cutting my hair on the back. I'm kind of going to see if growing that out does something for me. And then my hair is long, and it's still long, and it hasn't been any shorter. See? It's all still there. Don't cry. I feel like I would get in trouble if I cut my hair, right? This is one of those relationships where if I cut my hair, you guys would be like, oh no. I feel like the light, it just needs to be adjusted ever so slightly. Let me just scooch this. Just a skosh. Okay. We're just refiguring the lighting in here. Where did my water go? Oh my god, I refilled my water and then I left it in the other room. Okay. Thankfully, I did not have to go far. Did not have to go far. Oh, I'd be there for the Luxander buzz cut arc. I did have a buzz cut at one point. I did like a mohawk, and then I shaved off the mohawk, and the entire thing was buzzed. This is such a nice backdrop, right? Do we like the green? Have we settled? Green is good. There, you know, as usual, we cycle through the colors. Like, there's green, there's purple, there's like orange. We got red. These are the options. We got blue. Bitches love blue. The green matches the UI. Green makes the vines pop. Green good. We like green. There's like this green also. This is a different green. It's more of an aqua kind of green. And then there's that one, which seems to be the one that everybody likes. Yeah, purple. Oh, did we like the underwater feel? Under the sea. Under the sea. Anyway, we're not doing that. Different green was nice. We'll try it. My chair is so creaky today, it's as though my chair is telling me to respond to my email. I have an email from a chair company, a company that makes gaming chairs, and I want to see if I can get them to send me a chair in exchange for a video that's not going to get very many views. Oh my god, hail hydrate. Oh my god, there's so many people in YouTube chat right now. Hello. Hello, don't know my woe. How are you doing today? I have a Blue Sky invite code to give away, and I can feel the power going to my head. I also have an invite waiting. I don't know anyone who needs to get on there right now, I guess. I had one, my first one, I was like, I know exactly who I'm going to give this away to, and then I did that. So I just have one kind of hanging out, I think. Although I also forgot, I got a phone line and screwed over for the next couple days by the phone company since they just forgot to give me a SIM card. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Hello, Mersh! Welcome in. Is it really worth going on Blue Sky? It's pretty, like, chill over on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a pretty, like, relaxed environment as far as social media networks go. Let me move that over there. It has to be better than Threads. Well, you can't, you're not allowed to delete Threads without also deleting your Instagram account. Like, it's like interconnected and it sucks, apparently. Lots of promoted posts over there, like lots of sponsored content. Some SpawnCon. Would a free gaming chair is going to be my first, like, sponsored action. It's glass. My jar is glass. I decided I did not want to get a plastic one. I just downloaded Threads today. Yeah, if you decide you don't like Threads, you are not allowed to delete it without deleting your Instagram account. Like, you can't delete your Threads account without deleting your Instagram account. So, that's a bummer. It's a big fat bummer. Yeah, exactly. You must sacrifice your Instagram if you wish to leave, you foolish mortal. Like, get out of here. I know, it's so dumb. Goodness gracious. I forgot that I was supposed to do some testing with my overlay. Listen, okay, so here's the thing. Hit like on the stream, first of all, because we're in the first part of the stream, and this is the part where I just kind of talk about whatever. And in the whatever that is what is going on with me right now, the reason that I didn't stream on Sunday was because Friday and Saturday, I did not have any electricity. Because there was a big fucking storm that came through on Friday, through, like, the whole northeast Kansas area, and there were, like, 200,000 people or 200,000 households or something like that did not have power. And so that was a little bit stressful. Thankfully, I had somewhere else to be, but it was still like, oh man, I was like not home, and I was like, I had to go through my refrigerator and like put my food in someone else's fridge and everything so that it wouldn't go bad. Like, it was a whole fucking ordeal. Yeah, a big storm in Kansas. Are you still in Kansas? I'm pretty sure. I don't think that the whole building has been relocated. In love with your arms and hair, second to none. Well, thank you, Gamma Mail, in the YouTube chat. If we get to $100 donations on stream today, I will flex my arms. So if you're in love with them, you'll get to see even more. Oh my God, censored. Oh my God, I can't flex. I gotta censor it. Anyway, I'm back in the gym as of last week, so I'm hoping that I'll start to see some more progress of the beginning of the arms, make them bigger. So yeah, that'll be fun. I smacked that like button as if I would like my booty smacked. True. That is intense. I hate when the power gets knocked out. We're probably gonna have a few outages over this winter. More Lux gains. True. I am back. My exercise regimen is like the most intense it has ever been right now. I'm doing a hour-long walk 3 times a week, which is, wow, like cardio is a bitch, let me tell you. And then I'm in the gym 4 days a week, and then the 2 of the days that I'm not in the gym, I have like a abs thing. So I'm exercising 6 days a week, and 3 days a week I exercise twice. Except that on the days that I don't do a walk in the morning, I also generally do at least like 15 minutes of yoga. So like, oh my God. Yeah, you got us. We just love you for your body. Listen, I think that I'll accept it. I'll make that trade-off. I should really use the treadmill that sits in my living room mocking me. I'm personally I'm an advocate for like going and doing it outside, but it helps if you have like parks and other outdoor areas nearby that you can go. Tummy Tuesday is the day for core workouts. Got to get the tummy. Tummy Tuesday for me is Wednesday and Saturday. That's when Tummy Tuesday is for me. Treadmills are rough on the knees. Right. Concrete hurts my knees more than treadmill. Well, I don't necessarily like I was saying, like, it's good to have parks near you because then you can walk and or run on the grass. You know? I like going outside to work out. Yeah, no, listen, if you live in Texas, you are exempt from any and all commentary about going outside to exercise, unless you want to become a 5 a.m. person. Do you want to become a 5 a.m. person? I've considered it recently. Probably not going to happen, though. 50 viewers during the hanging out. Ooh, the knee is healing now. Nice. After the recent tumble. That is good. My roommate is a 5 a.m. person. Make sure you balance the muscle groups if you have any kind of connective tissue issues. Yeah, for sure. I try to like do push and pull exercises, upper and lower body, focus on the abs a little bit more. I don't have a sleep schedule. It's so good for you. Sorry. I'm just going to become relentlessly, annoyingly positive about health stuff. Like, listen, you can have a sleep schedule. It's most difficult for me to get myself to do my nighttime routine. I have a nighttime routine. I do it sometimes, but usually later than I intend for it to be. Playing Pokemon Go is always fun to get more walking. I find that Pokemon Go, like, if you're going for a walk and it's a brisk walk, like, you don't want to play Pokemon Go because it slows your cardio down. You know, you're like pausing to like catch Pokemon, you know, as opposed to like going for a like 45 consecutive minute like brisk pace walk. You know, those are two very different activities. Just because you're outside and your legs are moving doesn't mean that you are getting exercise in the same way. I'm trying to go to bed earlier each night to try to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, since I find my sleep is better when I wake up earlier. I just think that I value the daytime better now, you know? When I wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, we're gonna do things now. Later. I like daytime when it's not scorching me. Yeah, I go for my walks like early-ish in the morning. But Lux, I hear that literally all fitness people are right-wingers now, according to the right-wingers. Yeah, I mean, the left is full of soy boys. That's the rhetoric, right? The left is just full of a bunch of soy boys who can't do exercise, and will be crushed under the boot of the big strong white supremacist Proud Boy groups or whatever. Also be aware that different weight means different goals. If you are fat like me, you want medium amounts of cardio to avoid high stress workouts, since stress hormones can get in the way of losing weight. That's a good point. Yeah, you don't want to like really stress yourself out. Baphomet, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Here's to my next mobile bill possibly being waived for a massive fuck up on the phone company's end. I salute you, and thank you very much for spreading the love. We appreciate. Number go up. Brr. So yeah, but it was just kind of weird to be like displaced by the climate crisis this weekend. That was like a thing that happened to me. And like a shit ton of people I know didn't have power and like had to run generators or, you know, lost a bunch of money worth of food. I feel like I was lucky that I had someone with air conditioning who was willing to let me just chill at their place and who I basically trust to be COVID safe. You know, that's always a consideration for me. Shellbell, holy shit. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted tier 1 subs. Rar more. Rar. 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 There we go. We rarred even more. Rar. Thank you. We appreciate. Oh my goodness. Puts us up at like 40 already. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. We're not even like doing anything. We're just chilling. We're just vibing. This is what a weak lefty vegan soy boy looks like. Oh, true. This is, I don't even, is this person like actually a leftist somehow? Or like, is there a joke being made here? Or are you just saying like, this is what the leftists are gonna look like because we're gonna become the swoletariat? We are the swoletariat. Enjoy your dicks, everybody. Yes, he's an actual vegan. Oh, he's a vegan soy boy. Got it. I got it. Vegan and progressive. Keep being a fitness influencer. I need your influence because I'm loving these gains. Fuck yeah. Should I just like post the sweaty, disgusting pictures of me when I get done with my walks? Like, because boy howdy, they're fucking hot. Like even going in the morning, it is warm. Did you know Boss Baby is apparently a Republican? They've come out and said it's meant to be pro-life. Boss Baby? I am not familiar with Boss Baby. I love not knowing who everyone is on the internet. Those are Fansly content. True! True. The non-sweaty exercise pictures. Like the like when I first start my exercise, I'll take a picture. And that's for like, that's the public, like, hey everybody, you know, get out there and take care of yourselves. And then like the post-exercise, like really sweaty, whatever. That's the Fansly content. People are so weird. Anyway, when I'm done working out, I look like shit. That's how you promote the Fansly. Listen. Isn't Boss Baby an animated movie? Is it? I did take a picture of myself after a run recently, but it was, yeah, it was like a super close-up picture. In my case, it would just be a picture of me dying on the floor. Sometimes you gotta come home and, like, do some stretches on the floor after your run. Like, sometimes after a walk or a run, you can do your upright stretches, but sometimes you just gotta take it straight to the floor. Sometimes you gotta come. That's also true, you know? You didn't need to clip me out of context for that one. I'll just say that one. Goodness gracious. So I hope everybody's having a pretty good night. We're in the part of the stream where we just kind of chill a bit. So we will be talking about serious news in a little bit. There's like so many things. You know, I took like a whole one stream off, and there's like so many things. I gotta like get some comprehensive notes together today. Chilling like a villain. Yes, we're vibing. I'm trying to wrangle myself and get myself back off of drinking alcohol because that's like started up again. Being responsible. Having goals. Oh shit, Knox is 8 months on T. Knox, 8 months on T. Congratulations, that's awesome to hear. Superb. Out here rocking it. Yes, Pogs. Did you catch the interview that DM did with Shark last night? I did not see that interview. I mean, I saw that it existed, but I did not watch it. Did you see Soul Bunny deleted most of their videos on YouTube after Shark Zero talked with Demon Mama? I didn't see that either. What? 8 months on T, more like 8 months on W's. Gang, 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 gang. Is that true? Did Soul Bunny actually delete most of their content? I think she just put it behind a paywall. She privated all her drama videos. What was the gist of the conversation with Shark and Demon Mama? I haven't watched it yet. Also, hit like on the video if you're just coming in. We're going to hang out for a little bit and then talk about the news. So if you don't want to hang out, hit like before you go. I'm gesturing with a crochet hook. That's what I've decided to do today. They just chatted and she let Shark give his side of the story. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like a debate, right? Crochet is fun. Yeah, I made an apple earlier. Did you know? I need to build up a small inventory, but what I'm going to start doing is on my Patreon, I'm going to start like a monthly raffle where I'll make something like I make little mushrooms or other little like small plushy things and then like raffle them off each month, and there's like one per month for like a $5 raffle or something like that. Does that sound good? So I just made an apple because I'm on the hunt for a cornucopia. I want like a little basket, like a wicker cornucopia thing, like this big or so. And so I'm making like a bunch of little foodstuffs to start putting in it when I eventually find one. Because I saw some at the thrift store last year, but it was in like December and I was not on the radar to buy a cornucopia at the time, but now I do want one. And I cannot find one. I used to crochet, but it started to give me headaches, so I stopped and haven't started again. That sucks. I'll cry if I don't win a mushroom. So I guess I gotta make an inventory of other mushrooms like this one. Like, I gotta make more mushrooms, and that can be the thing that we raffle off over on ye old Patreon. I got my second letter. Fuck yes, Shade! Shade! Gonna be getting surgery soon. Hell yes, getting the letters you need. Shark had such good analysis of the situation and how to move past it. Well, that's good to hear. I am hoping... Yeah, so Shark is thriving and taking the high road in this whole situation. Is it going to be over? It's going to be over. If we end Soul Bunny's drama arc now, like, she could maybe put that energy towards something useful so that she's not just a drama monger. Like, fingers crossed. Anyway... Yeah, the drama bullshit is so tiring. There's so much actual political shit going on, like so much actual political contention and like harm going on. I finally had the conversation with my partner about like potentially having to leave the state that we both were born in order to go be safe somewhere else and like, you know, we basically are in agreement. There are other things that like need to be taken into consideration logistically and everything, but like we are both in agreement that if we are in a relationship together and we are going to stay safe, we have to leave. So like, yay for that. It's a fucking bummer, dude. Like, we wanted to buy a house here and like stay here, you know? We were born here and it's kind of great, and it's like not super expensive, and it's culturally very relaxed and chill. So, but you can't stop like the fascist government. It's not safe, so gotta fucking get out. Drama is done for like 3 months before someone else makes the exact same video and starts over again. Well, to be fair, Foreign Man, and I still have not watched Demon Mama's coverage of Foreign Man's video, but he was still drama mongering, and that was quite recent. Soul Bunny's video was like a little while ago at this point anyway. It's hard to be safe in a state that actively makes it hard for us to exist. I mean, literally, it's not safe for me to use a public restroom in the state that I live right now. Like, if I go to a public restroom, either I need to use the gender neutral option, which I usually do, if there is one, or I can use, legally what I'm required to do is use the female restroom and hope that no one talks to me, or that if someone talks to me, I'm able to pass relatively well. Because that's what I'm legally supposed to do. But even cisgender women get harassed and assaulted and get the cops called on them for not being gender conforming enough in the cisgender female bathroom. So I do not feel safe in the female restrooms, even though that is where I'm legally supposed to go. So what am I going to do? Am I going to like try to dress as a male and try to pass as a male and use the men's restroom, you know? That's like, it's illegal, but also it might be literally safer. Like, I don't know. The fact that I have to ask this question is fucking stupid. Where are you and your partner thinking of relocating to? I mean, you know, so there are several sanctuary states. I have been partial to Washington. We've talked about Washington on and off for like our entire relationship. So like either Minnesota or Washington, but I'm leaning toward the Seattle area. So probably something like that. Did you see the new law proposed yesterday in Ohio? I did not see what it was in Ohio. What was it? Washington is the best state for trans people, according to Aaron Reed. I mean, yeah, it seems like the best place for us to go. Can I share an abs yeah, you can share an abs progress pic. That sounds good. I'll show off tummy when I show off arms. I realize that this is very unclear. Let me make it clearer. Let me just go... I made it silly and I made it say arms, but I think that that's unclear. So let's arms. I'll show off tum when I show off arms later, probably. West Coast is best coast. True. I'm leaning towards Michigan or Minnesota. I would say between those two, I would recommend Minnesota, because it is a sanctuary state, you know? Obviously, we should take this moment to plug the Rainbow Passage, rainbowpassage.org, if you want to donate or volunteer in some way to assisting trans people getting out of dangerous areas. They've just finally filed for 501c3 status quite recently. I think exclamation point rainbow also pulls it up. Washington is good, and Oregon and California. Yeah, West Coast states are all pretty progressive and safe. Minnesota's a good choice. New York is fabulous. Yes, Rainbow Passage. Those are all the links. Pennsylvania has some nice areas and a Democratic governor. Ugh, I just don't think it's like... Basically, I want to go to the most polarizing blue part of the country. Link to the bill and stream recommendations. Okay. Thank you for posting in stream recommendations. We have a Discord server. Exclamation point Discord. Or link in the description if you're on the YouTube page. You can post links if you want me to react to stuff on stream. Oh, goodness gracious. This is a PDF. Okay, so an Ohio bill What is the bill called? Does it say? Hold on. Adult. This is adult content. Adult arcade means any place to which the public is permitted or invited, in which coin-operated, slug-operated, or electronically, mechanically controlled still motion picture machines, projectors, image-producing devices are regularly maintained to show images. The 5 few adult bookstore, adult novelty store, adult video store means a commercial establishment that for any form of consideration has a significant or substantial portion of blah 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 magazines, periodicals, instruments, devices. Adult bookstore, blah blah blah. Adult cabaret means a nightclub, bar, juice bar, restaurant, bottle club, or similar commercial establishment, whether or not alcohol beverages are served, that regularly feature any of the following: persons who appear in a state of nudity or semi-nudity, live performances that are characterized by the exposure of specified anatomical areas or specified sexual activities, films that depict specific sexual activities. Okay, so this is the part that they've just added. I guess this is a pre-existing bill, and this is the part that they've added most recently. Adult cabaret performance means a performance in a location other than an adult cabaret that is harmful to juveniles or obscene, that features topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, strippers, performers, or entertainers who exhibit a gender identity that is different from the performers or entertainers' gender assigned at birth, using clothing, makeup, prosthetic, or imitation genitals or breasts. So basically, like, it's an anti-drag bill that is going to functionally make it so that any adult who does a show that includes, like, so any performance in a location other than an adult cabaret featuring a performer or entertainer exhibiting a gender identity that is different from the one assigned at birth, using, like, any physical markers. So yeah, Ohio's doing an anti-drag bill. Like, I feel like, as much as it's like sad at this point, it's just really not news, is it? Right? Like, I've covered so many anti-drag bills. Hello, Star Panda. Hello. I can still see Soul Bunny's 4 vids. Okay, so she didn't actually take them down. Huh? Huh? What? Thank you, Darkly Yours. Thank you. Ohio stays losing. True. She took them down at least for a bit. Well, she decided to double down, I guess. So she always does that. She's really good at doubling down. Yeah, it makes all performances that trans people have illegal. It doesn't specify that it needs to be a drag performance that appeals to the prurient interest, which is sometimes how these are phrased. It does include the phrase prurient interest, but it does not necessarily conflate the two. Like, the gender identity thing is totally on its own as a part of this law. It says, like, you know, any entertainer whose gender assigned at birth is is different from the one that they're performing, and that they're performing it with clothing, makeup, or prosthetics, or other physical markers. So yeah, it does not specify drag show in the way that a lot of these other laws do. It is broadly defined in such a way that it would apply to literally any trans person doing a public performance in any location that is not a cabaret bar. Yeah, going after juice bars? This has officially gone too far. The fairies are not going to tolerate you coming after our smoothie bars, our juice bars, our juice cleanses. Anyway. Define semi-nudity. They do kind of define nudity later on in the bill. Like, yeah, they do. They define nudity later on in the bill. I say, yeah, I cannot speak. If I speak, big trouble. Oh my god. Thank you, Brutus, for stopping by. Everybody's on their way to, like, a second job and stuff. They're working and all this. It's fucking 6 p.m. I'm so sorry. But then again, here am I. Like, here I'm starting my shift at 5 p.m. Do a juice enema before sex. I don't recommend that. I really don't. Do not recommend. Oh my god, I am so thirsty today. I ate a chicken sandwich earlier. I was like trying a chicken sandwich. It was like a spicy chicken sandwich, and it sucked. Like it was just not a good sandwich. And now I'm like, well, I'm gonna need to eat more later, but I don't know if I blew out all my calories for today on a sandwich. Delicious. I just got home and off an after work meeting. Off work. Now we're home. It's time to do shots. I actually don't really recommend drinking alcohol at all. TBH, don't recommend it. I should still be working, but my ability to write code skydives after 5 p.m. Why would you be writing code after 5 p.m.? Unless you're doing it for funsies. That was the worst when I was doing a 1,200 calorie diet, blowing all my calories on something that turns out bad. Exactly, mama. Yeah, no, I'm doing that. Basically, a pretty restrictive calorie thing, but I'm also exercising. So I am earning more calories by doing other exercises. I wasted it all on a succulent Chinese meal. 69 viewers. Nice. Can we get a couple more likes on the stream? We usually chill for the first hour or so, but we are ready to transition probably soon into talking about other stuff. Yeah, you can also earn calories donating plasma. I know, because it takes like 500 calories to replace all of the fucking plasma that they stole from you. Rip in pieces. Oh my god, my ear is so itchy. I'm trying to ignore it. Yep, another day, another anti-drag bill. How many fucking hundreds of these are we gonna end up having to go over? Ugh. Let's be careful, everybody, about TOS. I do think that we are approaching a place where, like, there is going to be violence about the trans issue, but it's not because of trans people. Like, trans people are under attack, and I frankly think that the violence is going to... I mean, the violence has already started, and it has started with attacks on trans people. We've already covered multiple instances. There was a trans woman getting attacked at a drag protest in the UK. There was, like... the school board meeting in California, in like Glendale, California, that was gonna be like that was protested, and then like a fight broke out, and the police, of course, like did not adequately intervene. I prefer not to be in trouble. I prefer not to be in trouble as well. But yeah, so it's like I'm probably gonna move to Washington like in about a year and a half or so. Like about a year and a half or so. That's we're gonna like save up some money between now and like a year and a half. And like that's basically the plan. No matter what, really. Like I'm gonna like hopefully get my siblings here living with me in a few months. And then we're gonna get the fuck out of here. If California gets any more hostile, I'll probably move to Oregon or Washington. Even California, it's getting hostile there on the interpersonal level, right? Welcome to the West Coast. Listen to Snoop Dogg. Smoke weed every day. True. It's like Kansas is increasingly surrounded by states that have legalized weed. And we're just sitting here like, nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do, Excuse me. If DeSantis wins the nomination, I'm putting together an expatriation plan. Well, be careful. Don't renounce your citizenship before you secure citizenship in another country. Washington was the first state, same day as Colorado, to fully legalize recreational weed. Hell yes. That's cool. Excellent. Might be a good idea to make a grab bag or ready suitcase just in case you need to move at a moment's notice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, possibly. I just like, I mean, you know, there's like leases, you gotta break a lease or find a subletter kind of thing. Like, is there enough time to like save up money? I feel like there's enough time to save up money. So many jokes about packing a Super Bowl because that year the Seahawks played the Broncos at the Super Bowl. I feel like I remember that. Like, yeah, we're gonna pack a Super Bowl. Personally, I believe everyone should have a to-go bag and ideally have a scan of every government document. I mean, probably not a bad choice, TBH. I can get Italian or Israeli citizenship pretty easily. Sadly, they're both pretty fast right now, too. Yeah, it's like everywhere. So one of the things, we're going to talk about some shit going on in Italy. Italy today. I'm updating my passport. Yeah, I at some point, I picked up the paperwork. Oh, shit, yeah, that's something that I meant to do today. I wonder if I'll have time after the show today. I had printed out the passport worksheet, but I don't know what ended up happening to it. I think that I may have left it in a pile of paperwork at my partner's place. Because I think I just left a lot of paperwork stuff there and was like, I'll come back and sort through this later. LOL. Did not happen that way. So I think that I just need to go borrow someone's printer or go to the library or something and like just print out another copy of the passport thing and get started on that. Because I for sure have enough money right now to afford getting the process started. You know, it costs like $150 or something like that to get a passport. And then I can have one singular ID with an accurate gender marker on it. Can you imagine having one singular identification with the correct gender marker on it? Okay, I want to get your guys' opinion on something. Really quick. So in 2016, I changed my legal sex on my driver's license to male because I was like on testosterone hardcore and I was planning on staying on testosterone and I wanted to like be safe, right? Because I was like, okay, if I look male but my ID says female, then that'll be like a problem for me if I interact with police officer or whatever. And then now I've decided that I officially do not want to get top surgery. Like, I do not want to have my breasts removed. In fact, sometimes I am like, what if I got them slightly bigger? Question mark. I don't know. Could I justify the surgery cost because I just kind of want to have bigger boobs? Like, I probably not. But like, anyway, I've decided that I want to maintain some of my things about me that kind of look female, right? And like I have this long hair. My voice, I can make my voice go either way if I want to. Like I think adequately pass as female for the purposes of like interacting with the world, you know? And like that is unsafe in its own way because being female is unsafe in its own way or whatever, right? So then, but then you have like this trying to restrict people from being able to change their gender marker and also reverting gender marker changes. Like my ID, my driver's license is going to expire in a couple years. And I mean, I guess assuming that I still live here, like I would have to change my gender. I would have to change my license and it would say female, like if that law stayed, right? But I also have been wondering if like I should change it back to F so that I can like have agency over that because they're trying to change it without my permission right now, basically, you know what I mean? But I guess like in a few years, if I don't know, in Washington, by the time my ID, my driver's license expires, I will have lived in Washington for a while. And do they let you do an X? I think they let you do an X in Oregon, but I don't know if they let you do an X on there in Washington. Can you? What? Hold on. Gender marker, driver's license, Washington State. Washington State will issue a driver's license or state ID with the gender marker of M, F, or X. No documentation from a doctor or a court is needed. Okay, well, that's cool. So by the time I need my driver's license renewed anyway, I'll be able to get the proper gender marker on it. That's neat. And then I won't be safe anywhere else. I won't be safe in any other states. They just asked me what marker I wanted. Yeah, that's fucking lit. In Kansas, I had to go through a whole process of like, I had to get documentation that stated that I had gone through medical transition. Like, they don't require any specific medical transition. Like, they don't require you to have been sterilized. Some states do, but they just required that, you know, a doctor swears, they pinky promise that you've been through some kind of medical transition to change your sex. And then they'll change your gender marker for you. Oregon, first state with X marker on state ID. Yeah, the thing was with Oregon that it wasn't even a court, or like it wasn't even a legislative change. They just started issuing driver's licenses with an X on them. And then it was in court, like, is this legal? And the courts were like, sure, okay. Like, it's not explicitly illegal, I don't think. I don't think the law is written in such a way that requires them to have a male or female designation. So I guess it's okay. All right, cool. Yummy. Okay, I need to move back to Washington if I'm not going to Scotland. Scotland would be great. I think that's a great option. I'd love to feel safe in a whole-ass state. I'm sure that there are still situations, even in places that are as progressive as Seattle, where, like, you know, there's isolated instances of violence, just like we think of Colorado as being pretty progressive, but there was a mass shooting at a gay club there last year, you know? One of my first plans when visiting Seattle, probably going to do this in a couple of days, was to go to Seattle DMV and get a Washington license with an X gender marker. Oh, that's going to be good. I'm actually, like, as much as it sucks to become a political refugee, I'm also, like, excited for the massive change in like, the positive direction that going to Washington could provide. Anyway, BC is considered safe, and it's the place that literally had a string of trans POC murders. It's true. Oregon and Washington both have, like, scary eastern halves. Yeah, like, the West Coast, like, the part by the ocean is really progressive, and then you get out to the rural areas in the east, and it's like, down, 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 down. Oh, God. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and wait for my legal name change first. Yeah, like, this was something that I was concerned about with my brother, is, like, you know, I wanted to, like, get his gender marker and his name both changed on his birth certificate, but now I'll just have to change his name on his birth certificate, and, like, I won't probably have the option to change the gender marker on it. Riley is the perfect name for an X gender marker. Riley is a good name. The geography of Oregon is basically PDX and then Naziland. Naziland. I don't know what that, I don't know. I don't want to live there. I don't think I want to live there. That sounds like a bad place to be. There's a really good video from a trans woman who infiltrated a Spokane hate church. Terrifying. There's a few college towns more south. Well, yeah, of course. Okay, well, so for today, what do we have for today? We have a couple of things. I was going to look at Spokane? Why is it spelled like that? I don't understand. Why for? I got into DM's community just after the RGR shit happened, and it kind of sucked being a Riley sometimes. Right. At least at this point, people mostly just invoke RGR and don't actually call her by her name. We have my abs photo. Abs? There we go. We got some fitness progress pictures. Hell yeah! apartments are expensive here. Where are you? Apartments are expensive kind of everywhere. Although, like, I was looking a little bit in my area, and they're not horrible right now, but it might also be that I was looking on the website of a very, like, a very not classy property management company. I'm hearing Abs in the Honest Trailers voice. Abs. I don't remember. I haven't watched Honest Trailers in such a long time. That and CinemaSins. I'm just, like, over it. I'm over it a little bit. What's up, Anthony? Hello, YouTube chat. Anyway, avoid going too far out of the cities. I'm not really planning on going and hanging out in the country. It is one thing that I will miss about living in Kansas is how easy it is to just be suddenly going on a country drive. You know, like every place here, you know, you live in a city or whatever, and then you travel for like 15 minutes. Maybe, I don't know, if you live in one of the more population dense areas, you might travel for like 30 minutes on a highway or something to like get out of town. And then suddenly you can be on a road going 50 miles an hour, like enjoying the like grass and the cows and the corn, you know? I will miss that. I know, I sound like such a weirdo, but yeah, I mean, I do love being from Kansas. Seattle's actually great for getting out into the country quickly. You have mountains too. That's exciting. I keep forgetting about the mountains part of living in Seattle. Because I was thinking about the big flatness. But you do have mountains, which is great. Hello, Dark Canuck. Silent partner, always lurking. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $40 dono. So generous. Which puts us quite close to our flex goal for today. $20 more. Rawr, rawr. So there are good things in the world. It sucks having to be displaced and become a political refugee, but I will live, I think. And then I'll live closer to my friends and like potentially be able to visit Canada sometimes. And like eat delicious seafood, except that I don't really want to eat seafood. The microplastics. Whatever. So, do you guys remember the whole DeSantis personal militia thing? Because that's gotten worse. That's one of the things on my list for today. It's one of many things on my list for today. Oh my gosh, I dropped my hair tie. Come back. No. Okay, now I have my hair tie back. I was reading a wild article about that. Was it from The Guardian? Because I have The Guardian. Is Texas on your... Oh, God, what happened in Texas? I don't know if Texas is on my list today. I gotta figure out what's on my list today. There's so much stuff. Oh, by the way, I was gonna say, so you know how, like, social media is collapsing and, like, everybody has to have a million different social media now because Twitter is, like, falling apart? So I've just initiated a new function on my Patreon page so that there is a free membership thing now, which is basically, like, I'm gonna start probably treating it like a centralized social media where I post more updates and stuff, like, and you can sign up to have those updates pushed to you through email, or you can just check it like a social media. I think it's like, it might even be a thing where if you follow a bunch of different creators on Patreon, it might give you like a central feed where you can look at like everybody's posts and stuff. So, and then it'll give you the easy option to join as a paid member if you want to. But I actually did finally add that to the stream. So ! Patreon in the website chat will get you there. What's up, the Red Lizard? Welcome to the website chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Enjoy all of the custom emojis here. Some of them are behind a paywall, but there's plenty of free ones that are also cool and custom. Orlando Sentinel was the article I was reading. Okay, I didn't see the Orlando Sentinel article. Offer still there to create a blog and shop website for you if you ever are wanting to create one. I appreciate it. Yeah, one thing that they're also starting to do on Patreon is allowing you to sell individual digital items, even to people who are not patrons. So I kind of wonder if they might do a physical thing where it's like, if you were an individual creator, could you do it? Like, could you host things there and then sell them like individual items? I don't know, but very cool idea. Veronica, thank you so much for the tier 1 subs. Gifted tier 1 subs. Flex. I don't want to scream, but I will flex and not scream. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. With a $20 dono. I guess I will have to stay on Patreon then. Yeah, I mean, Patreon is definitely useful. I've downloaded the Luxander.net app. Can you do that? Is there an app? Not necessarily trans-related, but multiple states are requesting medical records for women and others who had abortions in other states. Yeah, that's not surprising to me. Let me get my hair out of the way, actually. There's an app. I'm on mobile browser. Is there an app now? Any website can turn into an app now. I didn't know that. Make stretch goal where you will flex and also do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. I guess I could do that. That would be fine. Okay, now my hair is up. Yeah, arms are getting bigger. I'm so glad to be back in the gym again. Like, it's so satisfying. It makes me feel so good about myself. Like, I'm getting thicker. One thing that I'm trying to do too is like fix my triceps too. Like, start working on. It's starting to come together a little bit. But the thing is that I need to lose some of my body fat, and I'm working on that too, so that it'll start looking more defined. But actually, my right arm is starting to get pretty. Yeah, my shoulder was like grinding for a second there. Goodness gracious. He's thick. Arms getting so big, getting so thick. Ah, yes. I gotta learn poses. I gotta learn the good poses. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. Millennial shoulder. Yeah, I like lay on this shoulder when I sleep, and my mattress isn't the right firmness, so it kind of like gets smushed into my face a little bit, you know? So I end up sleeping like this, and it doesn't feel good when I wake up in the morning. Yeah, I do. I exercise my back a lot. Yeah, I do lat pull downs, which is like this muscle, this big muscle along the sides here. And I do dumbbell, like horizontal dumbbell pulls, which works like this muscle right here, whatever that is. So yeah, we doing good. And I'm doing abs day too to balance out the back. Fuck yeah. Getting thirsty up in here. Getting thirsty. Yeah, let me put a stretch goal, I guess, for Arnold's arms plus... Nope, plus Arnold. There we go. We'll put the goal amount at, like, I don't know, 200. If we get another $100, I will do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, I guess. You gotta post your workout routines? I guess that it should... Okay, so if I were to post my workout routines, is that something that goes free on Patreon, or is that behind the paywall? I think that's gotta be like a $1 Patreon thing. Like a $1. Like a super low barrier to entry, but like if I'm gonna be a lifestyle... I'll encourage you to work out, but if you want access to the info, you gotta pay in a little bit. Can we see your tattoo on your left shoulder there? I can try. Oh god, I can try. Oh my god. So it's like a gender symbol that I actually would love to change. Can you see it? Yeah. I actually think I want to get it covered up, TBH. But whatever. Ugh. I have 4 tattoos. I'm so ready for another tattoo, but I'm gonna wait until I feel like it's more reasonable for me to pay for one. Anyway, let's start moving on. Oh my god. I woke up leaning on my knuckle the other day, and it must have broken a blood vessel because the sclera of my eye went... Oh, I was leaning on my knuckle in your eyeball. Oh yeah, busted one of your blood vessels. You should just turn it into the trans symbol, the all gender symbol. No, I don't want, I literally want to not have a gender symbol. I want to like have it covered up and not have a gender symbol anymore. Oh, I meant in front. Oh, this one? It's a skull with a rose in its eyeballs. That's my tattoo up front there. There we go. I need tattoos so bad. I know! Why? They hurt so bad. Why do I want one so much? Jeez Louise. Anyway, let's stop bitching about how we can't afford tattoos. We're trying to save up money. We're trying to be responsible. We're about to become refugees. Although, it's like, you know, if I'm gonna get tattoos now or later, they're gonna be cheaper now because I still live in Kansas where everything is cheaper. Big brain. Like, any procedure I try to get done is gonna get done in, like, it's gonna be less expensive if it's done here. Shade! Thank you so much for the tier 4 sub. I saw you had the white name. Cannot do that color. Must be purple for 3 more months. 3 more months. 3 more months. I don't know what that bundle costs, actually. I have no idea. But is that... It doesn't really... I don't usually, like, count the several month subscription when I do this. I only count the 1 month because otherwise, because I don't know what all it costs. And I can't actually tell that you did a 3-month one except that you said it, unless I go back in and look, you know? I want more piercings. I'm too picky to know what I would want to tattoo on myself. Have we gotten to the news yet, or are we still chatting? We are, right at the end of still chatting. I'm starting to, like, browse the news and look at what we're talking about today. Yeah, anyway, DeSantis and his SS but dumber. Oh, it's 96. Okay, cool. Cool. I think I'm gonna stick to my usual thing, which is even if someone buys several months in a row, I'm only gonna count the one. Like, because I just can't tell during stream. Or I guess, I don't know, it would be unfair. It would be unfair. So let's... 196. There we go. Now we're only $4 away. Listen, I was originally going to set this to 250, so now I'm raising the bar again. Making me want to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger... No, yeah, thank you so much. I really, really sincerely appreciate it. r/196. True. Oh, God. Okay, so there's the state guard thing. The FDA has approved... Oh, I've reached... What do you mean I've reached my limit of free articles? Let me read the goddamn thing. Oh, gosh darn it. I am just about at my fucking limit. Can we have no segments if we reach goal? Usually, if we want to do a no segments stream, I set that bar pretty high. And that wasn't what we were going for already. So I think if we were to get to like $400 today, then you will buy my silence, and then we'll just talk about whatever for the next several hours. Archive.org to bypass any paywalls. Oh, that's a good point. It's fine. I can find other articles as well. Oh, look, there's the FDA. The FDA has a news release. Yes. So there's a birth control that's going to be over the counter, and it's going to be available. Do. I like segments. Yeah, I know. That's why the price is so high. The price is so high on buying my political silence. You know what I mean? God bless Archive.Philippines, letting me hate read terrible newspapers for many a year. Many a year. Biden administration forgives $39 billion in student debt for more than 800,000 borrowers. I don't know that this is not going to go on the channel. Let's just say that now. But this is not going to be a segment on the channel. We're just going to Acknowledge it in its goodness for now. So Biden administration forgives $39 billion in student debt, announcing Friday that it would automatically forgive this for 804,000 borrowers. The relief is a result of fixes to the student loans system's income-driven repayment plans. Under those repayment plans, borrowers get any remaining debt canceled by the government after they have made payments for 20 years or 25 years, depending on when they borrowed and their loan and plan type. My grandparents are really mad about this. Mauled harder. I'm trying to figure out if I should do top before I get nibby piercings. Are you getting your masculinizing top surgery, or are you getting like a breast augmentation? I think either way you should get your nipple piercings after you do surgery. I think that's probably the best way to go. In the past, payments that should have moved a borrower closer to being debt-free were not accounted for, according to the Biden administration. Oh, so like when they start, like if you're, so one of the fucked up things that happens sometimes with the debt is like you're paying off the debt, but the payment is going towards your interest and not the principal. And like, so the principal is the original money that you owed. And so if you're not paying off the principal, then that means you're still being charged interest on the full original amount, which is so shitty, right? So yeah, so I guess if some company is directing all of your payments toward the interest before the principal, then, you know, those payments are not going to count toward the 20 or 25 years that you're supposed to be paying it down. Like if you pay for 20 years, then and it's not paid off, then it's probably not going to be possible to pay it off, I guess, is the logic behind that. So they used that mechanism to go ahead and forgive a lot of student loans. So to bring people over the line for forgiveness, the Biden administration counted payments for borrowers who'd paused their payments in certain deferments and forbearances, and those who'd made partial or late payments. About to take out my first student loan this fall. Good fucking luck, Crazy Kudu. I hope that you are very successful in school. I'm saving that for after top surgery too. Yeah, that's what makes the most sense. Apparently, this is not 100% accurate. According to Knowing Better, these were things that were already in place that people could apply for, but people just weren't told about it until now. I mean, it looks like it is a policy that was already in place that, you know, if people have made payments for a certain number of years and they still owe, then it will be forgiven. But it's like you have to apply for forgiveness, right? So instead, they're just making it automatic, which I guess in and of itself is like good, so that you don't have to try to like apply for something and like go through the bureaucratic process and you're not even sure when you're allowed to do it, such and such, blah, blah, blah. I pierced the nipple on the breast I'm keeping, but took it out because it was so hard to heal. Yeah, I have no desire. Like, I think I was hormonal or something this past week because like I was having some sensitivity, let's say, and I was like, wow, I just would really hate to have these pierced. Like, it's so sore just because of like some hormone changes, you know, like nothing in particular going on even. Taking out another student loan myself. Ooh, rough. It's full-time work plus full-time school for me, but I'm not taking all my classes at community college anymore, so it's more expensive. Yeah. Oh, and they snag, of course. Yeah, I love the idea of getting some nipple jewelry that, like, doesn't actually use a piercing. If it can just, like, snugly fit around the nips, that would be good. Should I talk to my partner about about expanding my Fansly to be NSFW? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. That we'll deal with that later. Tassels, yeah, for sure. Disgusting. So I guess we can be happy that there is at least some kind of progress being made, like some gesture toward political, like, change that helps people, you know, at least some small gesture. After top surgery, people usually, if not always, lose feeling in their nipples, if that means anything to anyone. Well, yeah, sure, it depends on what kind of top surgery you get, too, but... Anyway, dude, there's like 92 people here. What's up? We're starting to work our way through the news, so thank you for hanging out. Hit like. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. You should hydrate yourself or eat a little snack or something. Make sure you're ready to chill out. So we're going to just, there's like so much stuff on the news. And we are going to talk about specifically like gay people are in the crosshairs now. But it's just like one of many things on my list today. We just talked about Biden forgiving a huge amount in student loan debt for people who borrowed more than 20 years ago and still had loan payments. Like, they just forgave a lot of very old debt, which is good. Hopefully those people's credit will improve. I am so obsessed with my credit right now, you guys. It's probably, I need to like take a break from looking at it because it takes a while actually for it to start showing progress. But like, I started building credit last year and I understand it and I'm pretty decent at it, you know? I'm at almost 700 credit. Nice. I am also nearing 700 credit. I am so excited to be in the 700s. I got to the 700s once. I got to the 700s, but I have not quite gotten there yet. Improved so much from 500-ish. Nice. Yeah, thankfully I don't have bad credit, and I've never had bad credit that I know of. I've just like been operating with no credit for a long time. And now I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm in a relatively stable financial position and I don't need to rely on my credit cards for the most part. I did use a credit card to pay off my taxes from last year because that was like the fastest way to not have a bunch of interest on the government. You know, the way that the government charges interest on your taxes is fucking inhumane, but whatever. I used to be in the 800s back when I had a decent paying job. Yo, being in the 800s for your credit score would be fucking killer. I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, should I go ahead and get like this loan or do this thing or do that? I should probably just sit on it for a while and like work on building credit before I get any more new credit accounts open. Oh God. Anyway, follow me for more financial advice. Delicious. When I bought my house last year, my credit score was 832. Holy cow. I'm like, oh man, if I could get listen, that would be insane. If I could get my score to 800 before we move to Washington so that I can like be able to have really, really good credit on like get any house that we want to live in up there. Yo, that would be awesome. Subscribe doesn't do anything. What should it do? Do you want subscribe to be like subscribe to the channel? Is there a link that I can actually do that is a subscribe to the channel link? Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Well, credit score spooks me. Fake numbers. Yeah, no, it's terrifying, but like once you grasp how it works, it's better. Yeah, Luxander, finance and fitness guru. You're one podcast away from being a Sigma male channel. Yeah, I'm one phalloplasty away from being a Sigma male channel. I'm very close to 800. Gang, close to 800. Let's all try to learn how to game this system together. Let's do it. Anyway, credit scores are transphobic. I can't build credit. My name doesn't work with the credit report companies. Oh, yeah. I have a friend who changed their name and they're like, my credit score wildly varies from month to month because no one seems to be able to keep track of like which documentation actually applies to me or not. I've been debating landlords on Twitter. They're really brain dead. Don't debate landlords on Twitter. You're just gonna, don't, at least like if they're blue checks, definitely don't debate them because they're just going to profit by that, you know? But I understand that it's a lot of fun. It can be quite fun. Yeah, everyone help pay off each other's revolving credit the day before statement and then take out more debt to pay it forward. Yeah. Keep revolving balances below 30% of the max of the card's limit. Pay off all terminating debt or loans. Don't close credit cards. Yeah, you want to not close accounts. You got to keep the accounts open. Ideally, you want to keep a revolving balance below like 7% of your total credit. Anyhoozle. Okay, so Okay, we got a little bit of the... Oh my gosh, this is crazy. There's so much news. Oh, the reason why we don't argue with blue checks anymore, by the way, is because they're getting paid now for the engagement. So don't do that. Don't. The pins? The pins? I used to debate dumb right-wingers on Quora, and it was hilarious. It's very funny when someone unironically says that liberals just want free rent and need to stop buying $7 coffees. I always thought we as a society decided that was a joke. Right, like if your rent is like $1,400 or some shit, how is the $7 coffee, like even if you got one $7 coffee per day, that is not putting a dent in your ability to afford fucking over $1,000 in rent. That's crazy. The pins in my hand. Oh no. Oh, did your hand have to be like, you have pins like actively in it? Holy shit. You should send me a picture sometime. I'm not going to show it on stream, but you should send me a picture because I want to see it. I love the $9 coffees. I don't love the, I mean, sometimes I love, like, there's a place not too far away that does like a milkshake, like a coffee, like an espresso milkshake. And if I get like a decaf espresso milkshake, that is baller. That's baller. But I would like to just kind of figure out how to make like a cold brew smoothie at home that would be yummy. Never had a $9 coffee. Is that because you don't pay for things with dollars in your country? So you've never had a $9 coffee? It's not possible. Just get a syrup jug. Just a nice sugary, syrupy, caramelly mix or whatever. Oh my god, caramel sounds really good right now. But that's so much calories. Would you say your milkshake brings all the queers to the yard? Not yet. I haven't seen it yet, but I've got either 2 or 3 pins in my hand. Oh, that's rough. I said I wanted my payments that I was making to be building equity and for buying homes to not be gatekept, and they went right to, oh, so you want free stuff. And I'm like, I literally just said I want to pay for equity. Truly. They're fucking stupid. They don't read. They don't care about what you actually say. I just stepped into Starbucks once in my life and left forever. Wrong vibes, huh? Okay, so we could talk about SAG-AFTRA. There is the strike going on, although this is something important. I don't really want to go in detail about this, but I just want to I don't know. I feel like it's wrong for me to do a segment on this, but I do want to talk about it on stream. So there was a cisgender black woman who was murdered by a cisgender white man because he thought that she was a trans woman. And now there's a GoFundMe for the funeral. I actually don't know. So they've exceeded their goal. They set their goal of $5,000. They've exceeded it. So that's cool. I mean, still, I guess if you want to donate, I will post the link. I feel like I want this to go on the channel because I want people to understand that this is like affecting cisgender women, like the transphobia affects cisgender women. But I also just feel weird about trying to make a segment for the channel. So I'm not going to, but I like... She was fighting a lifelong battle with cancer and was killed by a man right outside her apartment complex. He was bullying her. She made complaints on several occasions, and yet nothing was done. So here we are. Funeral took place on July 15th. So, yeah. That's just crazy, though. What happened and why is this black woman's funeral on here? This woman was killed because a man thought that she was a trans woman. Like, this is a cis black woman who was killed by a cis white man who thought she was trans. So they ran a GoFundMe, and I wanted to, like, mention it. I don't want to, like, go on about it for days, but, like, it's fucked up, and, like, her family deserves more, like, money and closure. Yeah, she is a victim of transphobia, even though she herself was not trans. Yeah, society is in such a stable place right now. Society is, like, so stable. It's incredible. This makes the say her name discourse even more stupid in retrospect. Actually, interestingly, this person said rest in power, Michelle Peacock, but rest in power, I think, is for activists, right? It's not, like, for just any person of color. Like, I don't think that Rochelle is the daughter's name. I don't think that Michelle was an activist. I think that she just was, like, a lifelong cancer patient, primarily, and, like, a mother. Yeah, not a good time. So this is what I said, like, there's, like... Yeah, I'm already exhausted, so this is bad for me. Yeah, no worries, Veronica. This is what I mean, though. Like, there's so much fucked up shit going on, and we're just gonna kind of, like, meander our way through it today, you know? We're just gonna kind of meander our way through a bunch of bad news. So, I apologize, Anansi. It's like the exact wrong time for you to have joined stream. I apologize. Rest in power isn't just for activists. Okay, I thought that that was the main intent of it, and that it had become more generalized. But anyhoozle. Everybody take care of yourself, you know? This is part of why we want to be physically fit and learning self-defense. These are important things. Man, self-defense is another thing that I should do while I live in the Midwest and it's relatively inexpensive. Jesus. I keep thinking about all these things and I'm like, God, it's for someone whose death is unjust? Okay, I see. Interesting. Do you really think people like Soul Bunny would have a hard time trying to grapple with a hate crime against a black woman where the motivation was transphobia? Like, against a cis black woman? I don't know. I would hope not. I've definitely noticed there's, like, this assumption that we can't get the normies to care about trans rights unless we can show anti-trans sentiment harming cis people, such as the focus with bathroom bills primarily. But yeah, I mean, white supremacy is patriarchy, is transphobia. It's victimizing exactly who it always means to. Anything to, anything to come up with excuses to kill minority groups. Like, at the end of the day. It's not good. I'm trying to draw in this heat. Oh, no. I just talked to my martial arts teacher. He asked me what's going on with me, pointing out that I've not been in class lately, and he's concerned. He said some things that helped, and he wants to help. But seeing this and being a black trans femme kind of just... yeah, it's hard. For a lot of people, empathy is hard. I mean, there's so much terrible shit happening all the time. To be fair, at a certain point, your empathy just cannot function anymore. At a certain point, you just, like, can't have empathy for every situation because you'll just die. You know, if you think about every person who's dying in every instant and, like, their family and, like, whether they lived a good life and whether their goals are... like, whether they died with their goals completed or not, like, you know, your empathy has to have a certain amount of limits, right? But it's also, like, something that we should actively cultivate if we don't experience it naturally. What's up, Emily? We will get there. We will talk about it in a moment. We are meandering our way through the news right now. Me and my sweetheart getting in shape together. I hate working out at the gym, but I have 28 acres, so I'm getting back into climbing trees and running around the woods. That sounds fun. I like climbing trees. The only thing is about the ticks. The ticks are so bad this year. Just, honestly. And I hate having to wear bug spray. Or, like, I guess the plan is you have to plan to take a shower after the situation where you're going outside and using the bug spray. I used up my empathy for the month crying when one of the Transformers died in the new movie. Spoilers! No, I don't care. I'm kidding. I don't care at all about Transformers spoilers. One of them died. I wish that ticks were transphobic so they wouldn't bite us. True. They don't want to eat. They don't want to eat the transgender blood. And with all our weird hormones and chemicals that we pump ourselves full of. Shame! It's ruining the environment. Anyhoozle. Okay, so that was a depressing news story. Depressing news story. Oh, this next thing is definitely going to be, this is definitely going to be a segment on the channel. It's time to start a segment here in a moment. Here momentarily. I'm about half an hour behind, but I just got my first tattoo a week ago, and it itches so much right now. Don't scratch it! Don't scratch it. Did you get a haircut? I cut my own hair about a week ago. I only shave it. I shave it. Do you see how it's shaved? And then the top of my hair is still just as long as ever. See? There's still plenty of it. There's still a lot of it up there. Never scratch a healing tattoo. Yeah, oh my god. I really want a tattoo so badly. You gotta stop talking to me about tattoos, y'all. Going to like a 2 there. It was shorter before, and it's grown since then. I did it like a week ago. Mullet hawk. It's not a mullet. What? It's not. It's so long in the front. What do you... It's like a reverse mullet. Am I hungry, or do I just need stimulation? Stimulation, you say. Smuggy! Smuggy chat. Lux has the opposite of male pattern baldness. What are you talking about? I have, like... There's a very clear, like, area where my hair isn't. Right there. Gays be wearing mullets this summer. Gays are definitely... I thought it was shorter and tied back. This... Oh my god, y'all. Do I got... Like, listen. My hair is a little bit weird today, so that's why it's not down. But, look. I have so much hair. That is called a hairline. It's in the... I'm saying it's not male pattern baldness, but it's male pattern, like, hairline. It didn't used to be as far back as it is. I think chat was just trying to get more arms. Oh, are you trying to get more arms out of me? How dare you? I'm gonna cousin it you now. I'm not even gonna look at you. Which consequently also means that I can't read the news. But, whatever. Too bad. That's what you get for making fun of me. Or whatever. I can't even see the chat right now. Yep. I have no idea what any of you are saying. I won't even... I refuse to play ball. I'm gonna take my ball and go home. I refuse to participate. Yeah, exist like that? Should I just exist like this? This is what I needed. A trans mask with long hair. There we go. I'm giving you exactly what you wanted. I'm gonna get a scale textured stripe pattern on my forearm one day. That sounds cool. Yeah, dragon pounding. I pout. I don't want to participate. I'm not even gonna look at you. Anyway. You know what haircut really fucks in a queer way? The shullet. What is a shullet? What is that? I got so much hair in my face right now. Google it. The shullet. Yeah, isn't that a Pokemon? Why? Oh, like a shaggy mullet? Why? I don't understand the point. This just... Look at this person reminds me of Ariel Scarcella. If this is what a shullet is, that's Ariel Scarcella hair, 100%. I got hair in my face. I'm just letting it... I picked the worst one of those. Yeah, well, it's the one that stood out. Oh, jeez. It is Ariel Scarcella. I know, I know. Hot people with mullets are hot. I think if you're hot already, you can pull off a mullet, and if you're not hot, then a mullet is not gonna work no matter what you do. I thought it was her for a sec. Oh, burn. Burn, 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 burn. Yeah, thank you, Violet. We appreciate the lurkers. Thank you for hanging out. I gotta figure out how many calories I have left today, because I am a hungry bitch, and I'm gonna want to eat later, and I'm trying to decide, like, is it a get more fast food kind of night, or is it, like, a be responsible and eat a salad kind of night? You know what I mean? You gotta sometimes make these decisions. Anyway, what else in the news? Other things. Oh god, yeah, so this has to be a segment on the channel. Fast food salad, ugh, rip in pieces. Yeah, let me just get some, like, worms on my salad. Don't worry about it. Have I not posted anything for today? Oh my god, irresponsible. I'm terrible with my dieting. I am okay at it. I have an app that makes it much easier to keep track of things, so I'm not usually super concerned with, like, not being able to keep up with it, you know? I'm celebrating with chili cheese dogs and lots of booze. Delicious. I put Red State AG's doing bullshit in the stream recs, but that's hardly news. Yeah, there were a couple things in the stream recs that I was gonna look at, you know? Let's see. Stream recs. Oh yeah, like sealed medical records and stuff, they're trying to fuck it up. Here, this is relevant to something we're gonna talk about today. I appreciate when y'all post links in the stream recs, because it makes it easier for me. And then I don't have to hunt down all the news, or sometimes you guys provide links that I didn't see to the same news that I already plan on talking about. It's such an awesome collaborative project that we have here. Okay, I have some more things open now. Based. Based. Be warned that Noom was in trouble because it literally was telling cis women to live on 1,200 calories, which is literally an eating disorder. So if the app is Noom, find a different app. Mine is called MyFitnessPal. And I have it set to 1,200 calories per day. But, like, that's because I have it set to, like, I want to lose 2 pounds per week. And I also, like, eat more than that because I work out. So it adjusts based on me eating, on me, like, working out, you know? Trying to be on 1,200 cal a day cost me my gallbladder. I don't recommend it. 1,200 is, like, dangerously low. I've just been, like, at a period of time in my life where I ate way less than that. And so, like, there are still days where I'm, like, my goal is to hit 1,200 and I'm like, oh my god, I still have to fucking eat more? Like, holy shit, dude. But I'm not saying that's healthy. I'm just saying that, like, I just think comparatively 1,200 calories is not the worst. But I'm not trying to encourage anyone to restrict. I'm just saying that this is what I'm doing. Maybe it works for short people. Fair enough. I'm 5'7" or something like that. I'm like 5'7" or so. The resting metabolic rate is a 100 per hour if you're doing literally nothing but existing. Like, none of the trackers that I've used have ranked it quite. It's like maybe it depends on your weight and other things. Like it's maybe around 100, but maybe less or more for other people. Anyway, it's definitely too low if you're on T. Well, conveniently, I hate doing injections, so I'm not really functionally on T right now. Thankfully, I guess. Oh my god. Trying to type something on my phone really quick. Quick, everyone slap T-gel on Lux. Yeah, it's like $50 a month to get on T-gel, and I'm just not interested in doing it right now. I do my shots on Thursday evenings so we can do them together on stream if you want. No, I really just don't like doing injections. I just need to accept that I don't think that's gonna work. T-pill when? It fucks up your liver, I guess, to have a T-pill. So, unfortunately, doesn't work like that. Okay. So, okay. I know everybody's over it. I know that it's like a faux pas to continue bringing it up at this point. But listen, COVID is still very real. It's still harming people. It's still permanently disabling people. It's still giving people brain damage. It's still killing people, okay? It's still a thing. And I apologize for being the bummer who's bringing this to you, but the place that we're at with this is absolutely crazy now. Not only have masks stopped being normalized, which they absolutely should still be normalized. We should still be masking everywhere, including outside, frankly, because it is super contagious still. And it, like, frankly, if, like, unless you want to become dependent on other people around you for various things that you need help with in your life now, like, you don't want to catch COVID over and over again. TBH. Like, take it from a disabled person who got boxed out of the traditional labor market and now has no choice but to work from home, and it's great, and I love it, and thank you so much for supporting the show, but I didn't plan on doing this. I was trying to work a regular job full-time like a normal person, but I can't, and then so I got gradually boxed out because I'm not able to perform, right? So if you don't want that to happen to you, you don't want to catch COVID a bunch of times. And so now it's not only like not normal to wear masks and people like look at you weird, and there's social pressure to stop masking, and there's social pressure to engage in social events that are going to be potentially risky, indoor social events. I know a bunch of people who are like just going to concerts now, and like thankfully haven't had symptomatic COVID cases that I know about so far with a couple people that I know, but it's like, you were lucky. That doesn't mean that it's okay. It means that you were lucky that you didn't have a case, or that you, like, at least you weren't aware. So this fucking sucks. And there was some talk going on back in like a couple months ago in New York City, I think, where the mayor of New York City was saying, oh, people are only wearing masks to come into buildings and steal, like to come into these businesses and steal. So maybe we need to maybe start cracking down on masking inside retail stores. Like, okay, dickweed, that's not cool. And now we've actually advanced to a different stage. So now we're at a point where, so apparently businesses such as In-N-Out Burger are banning staff from wearing masks unless they can provide a medical note. So not only is it not recommended or socially unacceptable now amongst the masses, there is an explicit guidance at In-N-Out Burger against wearing a mask if you work for them. Unless you have a valid medical note exempting you from this requirement, associates who wear masks for medical reasons must wear a company-provided N95 mask, which I guess is great. Like, N95s are good. So but you have to have a medical note. And like, quote unquote, without disclosing the medical diagnosis or confidential medical information, the medical note should clearly state the reason for the exemption and include the estimated duration if applicable. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how am I going to disclose? How am I going to tell you the reason why I'm wearing a mask without disclosing the medical reason for why I'm wearing the mask? This is so stupid. Yeah, they should be glad they're wearing masks. Are you really? You miss the germs with your fries? People breathe and they spit and they talk and they spit. And like, so yeah, we're just all accustomed to getting spat on, all of our food getting spat on. N95s are uncomfortable. They want people to be uncomfortable. Okay, I don't really care if N95s are uncomfortable. Like, they are the approved, that's the approved mask that you should be wearing. N99s if you can, or I keep seeing these like flow masks or whatever, but like, you should be wearing a mask that has a tight seal. And like the N95s are kind of uncomfortable to me, at least the ones that I got, because the ones that I got are like a little bit short right in the nose area. So they like smush my nose down a little bit. But N95 is what you should be wearing. I wear one outside when I'm going for a walk because it also helps me with my allergies. You need to have a fit test for an N95 or it won't work properly. Bob's Guns, shut the fuck up. That only applies to like situations where you're like in an OSHA environment trying to like avoid particular vapors and like workplace hazards. You don't need like a fit tested mask. If you have an N95, as long as you feel reasonably confident that it's fitting well. My point is, you want to wear an N95 instead of wearing a surgical mask. Even a poorly fitting N95 is better than a surgical mask, right? So anyway, I don't need to harp on this. Y'all should understand how fucking airborne aerosols work. Like, if you've ever seen someone vaping, you ever see someone vape and then they like breathe out a big cloud of vape and it like hangs in the air? Or maybe it's breezy and it gets carried away. Or maybe it's like the vape smoke is like heavy and it drifts down to the ground after a little while. Like, if you just imagine that every person around you is breathing out a big cloud of vape juice, then you should have an accurate idea for like, okay, well, right now I'm walking through someone's miasma of vape cloud, probably directly breathing in anything they just breathed out. So like, maybe just keep aware of those things. You know what I mean? And like, then imagine if you're in a crowded place, then everybody's got vape cloud and like, you wouldn't be able to breathe without breathing in secondhand vape shit. Anyway, holy crap, I can admit I'm not the best with COVID stuff these days, but banning masks is absolutely psychotic. It's so crazy. Like, why would you not want them to be doing that? Like, this person says, let your most vulnerable employees decide for themselves. Let them be protected against a virus where most probably can't afford to get long COVID. Fuck the customer and your company. Fuck every single customer that has asked, oh, why are you still masking? Or has asked a manager to request your waiter to unmask. I hope they fucking go to hell or wherever they need to go. That in and out policy is what fascism looks like. We are about to enter a fascist era. Like, this is like, start at least by boycotting restaurants like this, demanding employers to pay sick leave. Yeah, demand employers to pay sick leave and stop putting in these fucking unbelievable policies. There's been so much ridiculous COVID news recently. There was also a recent issue where a man got COVID at work and he brought it home to his wife and his wife got really ill and he tried to sue. And in California, they said, well, the worker wasn't required to the worker wasn't required to protect, not the worker. Oh my God. It doesn't matter that the worker got sick or that the wife got sick because the company is not liable for COVID infections, even if there is like stuff that they clearly could have done to mitigate the COVID infections, right? Is there a different thing that you recommend in and out as an occupational setting and you should really be doing fit tests there? The perfect is the enemy of the good, Bobs. If they're providing N95s and like at least providing some basic education about how to check if yours personally fits well. Like that's good. We don't want to like put the bar so high that people aren't willing to do the stuff. They're like, oh my God, it's not even good enough that I'm wearing the mask. You have to like, it has to be like this particular exact way. Like, I'm just saying, you have to wear a mask if you work for the post office. Really? Do you actually? I don't know if I saw the, I've been to the post office recently. Oh, maybe it's the like small town post office guy doesn't really feel the need to wear a mask. That might be the case. Anyway. Let's see. There was one other thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. I hate when I see something on Twitter and then I don't bookmark it for later. But I saw a post recently. Yeah, I forgot to bookmark it earlier, but I saw a post recently that was like a public place that had a little, one of those little camera things, and there was a sign that said, take off your mask so that we can do facial recognition. And it was a thing that was like, yeah, this place is going to start doing facial recognition for like anytime you walk into a store. Like, what crazy fascism is this? Like, what insane bullshit is this? Like, no wonder they don't want you wearing a mask. They want to be able to track people. They want to be able to see who you are and where you're going. So if nothing else, I feel like the fact that the government wants to know who you are and where you're going and wants to be able to track you and see what you are doing unmasked, like, means that you should probably try to wear one. Oh my gosh, not having a mask mandate has proven unhelpful for things like jury duty. Since it's optional, people who mask are seen as not honest on a jury. Yo, does that mean that masking will get me out of jury duty if I ever get called for jury duty? That would be awesome. That would be amazing. Anyway, this is a huge bummer, and I'm really pissed off about it because I'm disabled and I don't want to be more disabled, and I kind of wish that everybody would get on board with minimizing COVID spread, but I'm just going to continue staying inside, and that's going to be how I live my life from now on, I guess. So thanks to everyone else who wants to go back to normal for the fact that people who actually understand the risk and who understand that it is an unnecessary and unacceptable risk, just don't get to like live life until enough of y'all become disabled that y'all stop leaving your houses to keep spreading it around. Most of the time, pandemics end after all the people who are going to die by exposure to the bug have died. This one will end not only when the people who are sensitive to it have died, but also when enough people who don't care about spreading it have spread it around and gotten disabled because of their multiple infections, and then they stop spreading it because they can't leave the house anymore. So I'm expecting it to take about twice as long. Normally it's 5 years for a pandemic. I'm guessing that this one is going to be about 10 years, and then I'll be able to go to concerts again. Yay! Yeah, having the excuse of being disabled with a hip injury, at least you don't have to have conversations with people about like, hey, y'all won't be safe with COVID or whatever. Yeah, Lux, a bunch of right-wingers who think the pandemic is fake said that it was silly to wear a mask. Boop, 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 boop. All right, we'll move past it now, though. I will stop harping on the COVID shit for now. For now. Bam, bam, bam. Anyway, let's keep meandering through the news. Oh, goodness gracious. I do miss having / seeing friends. I kind of don't miss it that much. Not that I hung out with people a lot beforehand, but I just kind of feel like now I understand what people's like personal risk assessment is and their curiosity for the truth. And I'm like, man, people suck. And I don't want to be friends with people who are this like willing to accept a mass produced narrative, I think. Like, ooh. When the pandemic first started, it's like, damn, people respecting personal space and not breathing their crappy breath in my face. This is awesome. I went to an aquarium a few months ago, and people are just letting their fucking crotch goblins like get all up in your personal space and stuff. Why do people not mind their children? But I guess then there's plenty of adults who are just like not considerate of your personal space and shit like that as well. Like, you really just have to have an enforcer. I'm gonna pretend to be an invalid and walk with a staff, and then I have a distance enforcer. Like, do you think I could reach you with this stick? Then you're standing too close to me. Anyway. That's just a regular old complaint about people not minding their children. Oh, we have more news to talk about. We're so ready. Are you so ready? Oh, yes, I need to look into this further. Oh, yeah, I should find out when the library closes to find out if I'm gonna have time to go there and, like, print something tonight. I love going to the library. Like, I love any excuse to go to the public library. I'll even go there and look for a book physically sometimes. Like, if I just am already doing a whole day of errands, I'll stop by the public library to see if they have a book available, even though I know I could check online. Like, I just love walking around in libraries. They're wonderful. Free books? That's communism. Communism. Awful. Books smell good. Books be smelling good. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna have time to go to the library after stream today, unless I were to end stream right now, which I was not planning on doing. Yeah, 2-hour stream. Bye! I don't do that very often. But I think the library closes at like 8:30, so I don't have time to go there. Ugh, yawn. Are you prepared for more bad news? Would you like some more bad news? Are you ready for more bad news? It's time for bad news. Okay, actually, let me put something in my stream notes really quick before I forget what the fuck I'm doing. Oh my god, I need to catch up on editing. What's today? 7/17/23? Something like that? Yeah, more bad news. Sweet! We are all getting fucked by the news. As ready as one can be. True. So if you're in here and you have not yet hit like, hit the like button. Oh, it's the 18th. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, hit the like button because we almost have 100 likes, and then we're gonna start talking about more news right now. So first we talked about COVID, in and out's policy. Yeah. In and out mask policy. Okay, cool. And now we're gonna talk about something that fucking sucks. This is like Cody's Shody, except it's called Some More Bad News. Like the stream. Like it. Like the stream. I see 101 likes. Oh no, was it at 101? It's at 100 now. So close to 101. Oh my gosh. Get rid of that. So there is like an increasing amount of violence happening across the world, frankly. Not just in America. We see in Canada there's been violence against trans people. In the UK there's been violence toward trans people. So this one is coming out of Michigan. Someone earlier was saying Michigan might be a place that they were considering moving to because it might be safer than wherever they currently live in the US. So maybe this will deter you slightly. But a transgender man has been hospitalized after being shot with a pellet gun while shopping for groceries. So a trans man was shot 5 times with a pellet gun. He said enough is enough following the attack, and says that the attack left him absolutely traumatized. So he's autistic, has multiple sclerosis, is a full-time wheelchair user. He alleges he was shot 5 times at around midnight in Pontiac, Michigan. He was going to the store for groceries in his electric wheelchair. He recalls how someone from a, quote, small beige 4-door car opened fire on him, shooting metal bullets from a pellet gun 5 times, hitting him once in each leg, twice in his side, and once in his wrist. Yeah, they shot at a guy in a fucking wheelchair. They drove away shouting tranny and faggot and laughed after they shot me. After being shot, Blake Newton said he was, quote, in shock, adding, quote, all I could feel was fear, and I fled. I felt like there was a spotlight on me, and I needed to get off the sidewalk and onto my street. So he was attacked like... He was traveling to the store in a wheelchair, in an electric wheelchair, so he was clearly very close to his home, less than 2 blocks away from his home when this attack happened. Shot a guy in a wheelchair. Like, what the fuck? And laughed, shouting trans and gay slurs. Presumably because Andrew, his name is Andrew Jonathan Blake Newton. So Andrew has, like, a beard, and I would guess has not had top surgery, so they're, like, a fat, disabled trans man who probably has visible breasts as well as a beard. So, like, the secondary sex characteristics make it obvious that you're trans, and then, like, dude, like, why? Just shooting someone with a pellet gun, it's like, you know that that's not even gonna kill someone, and they were shooting them in their lower part of their body. So you're literally just trying to cause them, like, a medical issue. You're just trying to make them, like, cause them pain and make them have to go to the hospital. Like, it's just absolutely cruel. So, yeah, Andrew is speaking out about this. He's decided to go to the news because he's decided that enough is enough. Attacks like this shouldn't be happening. No one should have to live in fear for being their authentic self, and I'm hoping my story will help others speak up. Even if I'm not alive to see it because of my health issues, I don't care about me. We need to do something. So, yeah, there has been a shocking increase in hate and extremism during Pride Month 2023 compared to previous years, based on information published by GLAAD and the Anti-Defamation League. Unsurprising, and the report, which was published in July, found that there were at least 145 anti-LGBTQ plus extremist incidents reported in the US during June's Pride Month this year. So not even to mention all the laws that we've been tackling, there have been, like, so many news articles that we've covered, so many bills about all the different, like, restrictions on our civil rights that have been attempted across the country, and now we have 145 anti-queer extremist incidents during June's Pride Month this year in the United States, which is crazy. So just to reiterate, like, support the Rainbow Passage. Go to rainbowpassage.org if you haven't already checked them out. it's really important to volunteer and donate money if you can, or like provide a place for someone to stay. Sorry, provide a place for someone to stay. I'm so burpy. I don't know what the deal is today. It's really obnoxious. I think I ate something earlier that it didn't agree with me. If you are queer yourself, obviously, you know, get out. You can contact the Rainbow Passage to try to get assistance. But like, I'm saying, you know, if you're a person who's in a position to help, contact someone like the Rainbow Passage so that you can contribute to helping people get out of places where they're going to be shot at by a pellet gun with metal bullets. Like a full-time wheelchair user with multiple sclerosis, a fat disabled trans man, a white trans man. That's another thing that I've pointed out. Like, I think we talked about another incident quite recently where a trans man was attacked, but typically we think of anti-trans physical violence crimes happening against transgender women of color, right? Although obviously rape and sexual assault happen to trans men pretty often, but generally we think of these random acts of violence being things that happen to transgender women more often. But no, like, it's happening more to the kind of people that we don't think of as being easily victimized. Although obviously someone being fat and disabled makes them a target, compounding on top of them being trans. So them being white is not a barrier that protects them in any way. It just isn't the type of person you think of when you think of anti-trans violence, right? True, yeah, being an AFAB queer is its own hell sometimes. So we can hope that Andrew heals and feels better, and hopefully by the fact that this story is getting out there and getting told, we can encourage more people to act against this violence and to, you know, push to have the laws changed and to provide people with safe places to be. You know, maybe provide people with an escort. That whole, like, accompanying someone to the bathroom if you know that they're trans and you want them to, like, feel safe in there and stuff like that. We need to mobilize and start working as a community and help each other. We got this. That's the end of the segment. It is a little bit insane that someone would see a disabled person and go, that's a target. But, like, I guess it's all about seeing someone being vulnerable, right? It's all about seeing someone who could be easily taken advantage of. So in that way, it sort of makes sense. It's the same reason, you know, it's hard to imagine targeting children, but children are vulnerable, and that's what makes them appealing as targets. It's not even necessarily, like, you know, the whole idea that people who sexually assault children aren't even definitionally pedophiles a lot of the time. Like, it's like a weird exercise in power exertion that isn't exactly the same as like the physical attraction to such traits, like, which is a weird distinction to make, and it's dumb, but I'm just pointing out that, like, children are targeted not even just because they are children sometimes, but because they are vulnerable, and them being children is just the avenue by which they are vulnerable. Barricade the restroom with 15 of your friends each time so there's no room for anyone else. Yeah, I just have my own private security entourage of like 16 people. Don't worry about it. Drink more water, babes. I'll provide someone with an escort. Smuggy. Smuggy. Oh. Ellie, you're playing both sides. You're in the YouTube chat and the site chat. I see you. But thank you for coming to the site chat. I love it when people come to hang out here. If you're over on YouTube and you didn't know, I have a website. It's luxander.net/live to come hang out and see the chat and get the custom emojis. And if you want to directly support the show, you're able to donate there, and you only get the payment processing fees instead of YouTube taking 40% of your money. So if you've ever wanted to send a super chat, there's a reason why you can't, and it's because Google takes way too much money. Yeah, we have dicks. Dicks. Anyway. Yeah, that's the idea, is that you target someone who is of low value so that you can hurt them without consequences. Because it's like, the whole idea of like, oh, well, does she have any family? Like, oh no, well then there's no one to miss her when she's gone. Abduct, rape, murder, like, disabled people are sexually assaulted at really high rates as well. Yeah, exactly, Paint, exactly. Like they and it's not like sexual attraction to disabled people. There's not like some rampant undiagnosed paraphilia of fetishizing disabled bodies. No, it's because they're vulnerable. Like anyone who is vulnerable in any way in the wrong situation might have been victimized by that person who was willing to victimize someone who was vulnerable. You're right. It doesn't matter. Like maybe that person might have personal barriers of like, oh, I wouldn't go after a child because that's just really fucked up and unethical. But this adult who has no power, yeah, I will exploit. Exactly, Nasty, for sure. YouTube chat forever. Yeah, what's up, Halo Ben? Welcome in. Good to see you. We love having the Xander Hall people over here. What do you call you guys? The Zans? The Zans? The Zannies? That's what the fan is? The Zan Orbiters? The Zanholics. All I know is Xander Hall and Demon Mama fans are Zimps. I know, yeah, Zimps. Luxander Holics. Yeah, true. What are they called? Are they Xander Holics? Okay. His branding is so funny. I joined a popular sex workers Discord a while ago and let my existence as a black person be known. Oh boy. Oh god, Anansi, I'm so fucking sorry. That's how all Demon Mama fans are. Whatever other fan they are gets the first letter. Vosh imps are vimps. Keffel's imps are wimps because they're wigglers. Wimps are so base, so are we himps? I think that it's himpies because it's horties plus imps. But it can be himps or himpies, whichever way you prefer it. Himpy. The Zannies. Xanderites. Himpo? True. Himpo love. I requested for EB Purple, EB the Purple to make a screen overlay. So we're going to have a screen overlay soon in the same type of style as the emojis that she's already done. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I was supposed to do some testing for her this weekend and I just forgot to do it. Luxander limps? No. No, our dicks are rock hard in this chat. Can we get some rock hard dicks in the chat? The flacids, exactly. The flacids. Jeez Louise, y'all are so silly. Flaccid pancake. Oh my god, I have protein pancake mix right now. Like, it's just straight up, it's like protein pancakes. Absolutely delicious. Did I determine how much food I can eat yet today? Yeah, I can still eat quite a bit of food left today. I'm very excited about getting done with stream and, like, finding some food to eat. I love eating food. That's the thing about working out, though, is it makes you hungry. It makes you quite hungry. I noticed that Twitter went out of its way for some reason today, trying to bury the story about the trans man getting shot with the pellet gun. Also, right-wingers went on the attack for challenging censorship in general on the platform. Unsurprising. Ooh, thinking about that avocado in my fridge. Anyway, that was disgusting. I'm sorry. Kind of want to get pizza, but I'm short on cash. Rip in pieces. Yeah, I get it, Baphomet. I think I can't afford to eat out tonight. I just probably shouldn't, you know? That's the eternal struggle. It's like, I could afford to eat out, but also I might not be able to fix it if my tire explodes. Or whatever the issue is, you know? The struggle is real. Okay, so we've done a couple of stories. We talked about the trans man shot with the pellet gun. We're working our way through the news. We're working our way through the news. We're working our way through the news. Excuse me. Eating out in the US is so expensive. Yeah, well, so normally I guess like fast food is not terrible, but even fast food is getting more expensive lately. Thankfully, I live in Seattle now, so I don't gotta worry about my tire exploding. Seattle traffic is fucking insane, by the way. It's like, what if I just don't go anywhere? Because I don't want to do public transit. That sounds awful. It's about $16 per person for a decent meal. See, listen, I can go to like Taco Bell or something and get enough food to fill me up for like less than $10, you know? I made some homemade oyster stew without oysters. I used oyster mushrooms and seaweed to give it the right taste. Holy shit, that sounds really good. Bah, to the news. Let's talk food some more. It's only gonna make you more hungry. The roads here are so bizarre. Like, Google will tell you to make a right turn in the middle of what appears to be a straight line because there's an extremely slight right turn into a left turn that you need to do to stay right. It's so fucking weird. Okay, so basically, when you're driving around Seattle, you need to ignore the voice and follow the lines on the page. Ignore the voice. That's my secret cap. I'm always hungry. Following the lines will put you over curbs. Oh, so nothing about it is right. Listen to the voice only. Oh, I misunderstood. Well, that's terrifying. At least I know in advance that trying to navigate around Seattle, you need to put your faith in God to drive here. Uh-oh. Voice may or may not be lying. Listen, I know. It's hard driving through metropolitan areas with the Google. I'm waiting for my meds to kick in so I can stand to cook right now. If I talk about food, it will motivate me. True. You know what I've been really craving lately is crab. Like, I kind of illogically assume that crabs will have less microplastics in their bodies, first of all. But, like, I want the butter. Like, I want to cook a crab and then cook it and then eat it with butter. And I want it so bad. But it's so expensive. And I don't want a lot of it. Like, you can only buy a fairly large amount of crab. Maybe I need to go up to the actual seafood counter sometime and be like, can I just get 1/2 of a crab so I can cook it for myself? Because I'm not trying to make a whole dinner. I just want enough crab for me. I've been craving. Seattle has the most cursed roads I've ever fucking seen in my life. It's so bad. I want a car. I just don't want to drive here. I tried crab sticks. No, crab sticks sound so bad. Unless you were to, like, it tasted like a soggy stick dipped in seawater. Yeah, no, you would need to put something like a crab stick or a fish stick or something. It needs to go in an air fryer. Needs to go in an air fryer. Old Bay is good for crab. Do you mean Old Bay seasoning? I don't really use seasoning mixes anymore. Landlocked states have crab on sale often. Just keep checking. Yeah, I'll keep checking. Yeah, I am hungry. And, like, even biscuits and gravy sounds good, and I'm not normally a huge biscuits and gravy person. Crab sticks are really good. Katie TDM says that crab sticks are really good. Oh, God. Oh, no, I gotta stretch. Ah! Oh, God. Do you ever want a snack that you dip in a sauce and then just realize you like the sauce more than the snack? Like, do I like carrots or do I like salad dressing? Raw carrots are fine. I will sometimes eat raw carrots without dressing, but cooked carrots are way better. Cooked carrots are crazy, crazy good. Listen, biscuits with gravy. Are you okay? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're one of those people who's comes from across the pond, okay? A biscuit in the United States is not a cookie. What you have is cookies. That's what we would call a cookie. The hard, crisp, sweet biscuit thing that you have. We have biscuits, and it's like a savory scone that's like fluffy, and it's bigger, and it's warm, and you serve it with like gravy, like a white sausage gravy over it. Yeah. I understand. It's like a totally different kind of food. For you guys, biscuits are cookies. Like, that's what we call a cookie. Like a hard, crisp cookie. Brits thinking biscuits and gravy is cookies with cashew chicken sauce. True. Ooh, biscuits and gravy with loaded chili on top. That sounds really good. That sounds delicious. Banned for being British. Yeah, true. New from the Daily Wire. What is a biscuit? No British allowed. You are banned. I haven't had biscuits and gravy in such a long time. I'll have to make it, I think. I think my sister might enjoy making biscuits and gravy the next time she's over. Maybe I'll text her and be like, do you want to make biscuits and gravy? Yeah, I'm going to text her. Hold on. Wait. Yeah. Do you have any interest in cooking biscuits and gravy? Could be yummy. What time is it in Britain? In Britain, currently, it is 1:19 a.m., I believe. 1:19 a.m. should be. Do y'all know about mayonnaise biscuits? What are you what do you mean mayonnaise biscuits? That sounds terrible. Whatever you're talking about, it's awful. Get out of my chat. Oh, God. Oh, geez. All right, let me see if there's anything else we want to talk about today. There was a suicide that we could talk about, but I kind of don't want to. I think I might talk about SAG a little bit. SAG-AFTRA, maybe a little bit. But that might be the last thing we do today. Google digestives? Why? I only noticed the whole hating Brits Britmonger thing a few years ago, but has it always been a thing? I know it's a joke that everyone hates us in general because of the colonialism, so is it just a continuation of that? I think it's a meme. By the way, I don't actually hate British people. It's a meme that I'll engage with sometimes, but I'm not really sure where it came from. No! I keep dropping stuff. It's playful xenophobia. Playful xenophobia. Digestives are biscuits. Cookies aren't biscuits. What are you talking about? Do you guys only call cookies, like, you only say cookie for, like, a chocolate chip cookie? Because we call, like, all of those kinds of, like, crisps, like, those like, any cookie that's, like, a baked, dense, cakey cookie, all the way from that, all the way to, like, Jammy Dodger. Like, a Jammy Dodger is also a cookie. There is some unironic hatred toward the British as well, probably. You have to use the right kind of flour for the biscuits. Jammy what? Jammy Dodgers! I know that crisps are chips. I'm trying to use the language to describe what I'm trying to say. I mean, like, the crisp, crunchy chips, such as, like, a shortbread. I know that crisps are chips. I know this. Oh my God. Basically, big, soft ones with chocolate chips we call cookies. Yeah, so big, soft, cakey cookies. And then the smaller ones like custard creams and Oreos, we would call those biscuits. Okay, so you would call an Oreo a biscuit. I would call an Oreo a cookie. Jammy Dodger, the YouTuber, named himself after... Oh my god! Named himself after a cookie. Jammy Dodger is a cookie. It's like a cookie. It's a shortbread cookie with like a really thick jam in the middle. Like a really thick syrupy jam in the middle. It's delicious. All-purpose flour has baking powder in it in contrast to regular flour. So you need special flour? What do they call the dinner fluffy kind of biscuit? I don't think that the British have a name for the fluffy dinner biscuit, because they don't have those. When I'm describing it to a British person, I say it's like a savory scone. But like, here, like, biscuit. Let me look up a picture so that you British people understand what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a savory, buttery, flaky... Like, this is what a biscuit is to a United States American person. That's what biscuits are. And they're pretty big. Like, you're thinking like a biscuit's like that big around and like that tall. Like, they're pretty big. We call those scones. It would be like a savory scone, right? I want a Luxie, a sour American cookie filled with sweetness. Hell yeah, dude. Scones are tasty with butter. Yeah, of course. You might get like a blueberry scone and put butter on it. It'll be like a hockey puck instead of a Southern biscuit if you use the wrong flour. So wait, what kind of flour are you supposed to use? Oh, you use the light baking flour. Self-rising, enriched, bleached flour. Okay. I'll have to look that up sometime. Those are scones. Perfect with jam or butter. Yeah, sometimes I'll put jelly on a biscuit. Biscuits refer to lots of things, but usually when I think biscuit, I think buttermilk biscuits, which are those kinds of biscuits. Yeah. This is like the main thing that I think of when I think of biscuits. It's like a scone. Delicious. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. And then biscuits and gravy, for those of you who don't know, like, you make a sausagey gravy. Like, a really thick white gravy with a lot of sausage. I think that's too much sausage, personally, for mine. But, yeah, and then, like, salt and pepper. Like, it's a savory breakfast meal thing. When I think of scones, I think of very specifically the triangular flaky biscuit. Yeah, scones are always triangular in my mind. Yes, it's a breakfast sausage gravy. Not like a bratwurst sausage, but like a breakfast sausage. Like the same type of sausage that you might eat in like a Lynx, like sausage Lynx for breakfast. That looks like red sauce. It sounds good. I'd dig in. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good shit. I would recommend trying it once in a while. Yeah, agreed. I would call that country gravy. Like, if you go to Sonic, you can get a side of country gravy with, if you get like the chicken strips dinner. Specifically, the chicken strips dinner comes with a country gravy sauce. So yummy. Also, I want someone to come bang my mash. I think if you buy kits to make it, it will usually be called sausage gravy. Yeah, country gravy, sausage gravy. It's delicious. My GF's American wife will come over soon. Maybe I should try to flex. Yeah, try to make biscuits and gravy, a thing you've never made before, and see if you can get it right. Trying to make it feel like home. Add eggs and cheese. Yeah, don't put the eggs and the cheese inside the biscuit. Maybe keep it separate, but like separate on the plate. Luxander cooking stream when? I've done a cooking stream. I did one. It's on the channel somewhere, I believe. But I just don't have a great setup to do it. It's hard to do like, I have a camera here. I guess I could do it from my phone. That's what I did before. Ooh, there's a place in the town I went to college that makes biscuits and chorizo gravy. Oh, was it like cinnamony? Was it like a tiny bit cinnamony because of the chorizo? Country gravy is hard to get right the first time. Cream gravy or white gravy is a bechamel sauce made using fats from meat, such as sausage or bacon, or meat drippings from roasting or frying meats. The fat and drippings are combined with flour to make a roux, and milk is typically used as the liquid to create the sauce. However, cream is often added or may be the primary liquid. It is frequently seasoned with black pepper, and complementary herbs and bits of meat may be added, such as sausage or diced chicken liver. Is liver good? I've been wanting to try it recently. It's an important part of many southern U.S. meals, frequently used as an ingredient in casseroles or other southern dishes, such as the biscuits and gravy, and served alongside many southern favorites such as mashed potatoes, fried chicken, and chicken fried steak. Liver is gross. Sometimes I see it in like it's been fried container, like it's like each one is breaded and fried and crispy. Liver is bad and flavorless. The only reason we eat it is a carryover from when we needed to find a use for it. Fair enough. I've never eaten organs, I guess. Wait, is a gizzard an organ? I've tried to eat gizzards before, but they're not great. What I'm learning is that it's not that white people can't/don't season foods, just the American ones. What are you talking about? Biscuits and gravy is an American creation. It's like a white southern dish, is it not? Or you know what? I would bet you money that black women invented this originally, like black southern women probably. Organs are gross. If you've eaten sausage, you've eaten organs, since sausage casing usually consists of animal gut. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I've never knowingly ate an individual organ. Sure, I've had intestine casing, but I've never sat there and ate, like, liver. I want to try haggis. Anyway, I grew up in a no-seasoning household. That's so sad. You gotta have at least salt and pepper. Even if you have nothing else but salt and pepper, I think that you could probably live. You could probably function. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, Jay. Most southern food is derived from indigenous and African diaspora cuisine. Just like collard greens are a quote-unquote southern meal now, but that's not a southern meal. It was from black people only being given the shittiest parts of all the food. And they managed to make it good. I grew up eating chicken livers in my Italian family. You can saute them with garlic and herbs. I use thyme, but whatever you want. And then smash them up and spread them on crusty bread. Ooh, as like a savory spread. Ooh, okay. It sounds very fatty. My grandmother only used garlic, salt, and pepper, Sag. It could be worse. Sure could be worse. Anyway, this is such a... I love that we get on these, like, eating this, like, food shit. And so let's actually talk about the thing that's on the title of the stream. That sounds like a good idea, right? We'll talk about the thing that's on the title of the stream. Since I'm taking forever to get to it. Foie gras is goose liver, right? Yes. So it is not spelled that way, but yes, foie gras is goose liver. My girlfriend has 3 people living with her and no seasoning. I literally recently went and bought like 3 spices, and each one cost more than $5, so that I would be able to make my own curry, like my own masala. I have so much seasoning in my... I literally... like, when I move, there's going to be an entire box that's basically just all of my seasonings. I didn't go on the internet to learn how to spell. Delicious. Okay, let's get to this thing. We've been saying for a while that the anti-trans rhetoric is not going to stop with trans people. You know, the poem, how it goes, you know, first they came for the communists, but I did nothing because I was not a communist, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. There have been so many gay people who think, yes, if I just align myself with this anti-trans movement, certainly I will be safe. Like, nope, that's not how it works. We've seen lesbians getting accosted and accused of being groomers for having a child with short hair. Like, we've seen people getting, excuse me. Oh my God, are you going to do another one? Oh my God, thank you. Okay. People getting bothered in public. You know, there's like, gay marriage only recently became legal in this country, and there is still a lot of anti-gay sentiment. And it's not even just in the US, it's also abroad, because in Italy, they have recently begun stripping lesbian mothers of their parental rights because they're going to be removing same-sex parents from their birth certificate. Like, only the birth parent, I guess, gets to be on the birth certificate. We understand that birth certificates are not a document that reflects the literal biological truth of your birth. It is a document for the purposes of identity. It's much easier to exercise your parental rights if you are one of the parents listed on the birth certificate. So this is a matter of public access and being able to confirm that you are the person in relation to that child. Like, it's an identity document. It's not meant to reflect the actual, like, objective truth of your birth for the most part. You know, adoptions and things like that, you can have someone added to your birth certificate later on. So this is not good. And Aaron Reed points out that it's clear that the intention was always to go after all LGBTQ people. It's not just the T's and the Q's. They want the LGBs to also be having a bad time. Walsh and others have started sharing outrage posts on gay adoption and surrogacy. Yeah, they fearmonger about adoption and surrogacy as well. Like, oh, you're stealing babies. Oh, what are you doing? And I also want to point out that, you know, it's like, oh, yeah. So this is like, here's an actual article. Italian prosecutor demands cancellation of birth certificates for lesbian couples. So it's happening in the courts, essentially, is another good thing to note. Just like what's happening in the United States, it is not necessarily that this is what's going through the democratic process. Oh, the democratic process. We elected these people. They're supposed to be doing what we asked them to do. They are representing the will of the people. No. Even notwithstanding tactics like gerrymandering, stuff like this is happening in the court system. Stuff like this, they're going, yes, well, we can just have conservative appointed judges rule in our favor, and suddenly we're rolling back a bunch of protections because a system has been rigged in such a way as to let a bunch of like weird priests and wizards make these decisions for us. Yeah, exactly. Causing parents and children trouble when they need to contact schools, getting in touch at the hospital. Like, it's a legal problem for parents and kids, causing, you have to carry additional documentation to prove that you are this kid's parent. Like, it's increasing a lot of risk for sure. And then, of course, Kelly J. Keene, who is like an absolutely fucking psycho level TERF. Only biological parents should be on a baby's birth certificate. Not sure why this is controversial. Just being the absolute worst human being. And this is pointing out that Kelly J. Keene is not so keen on free speech. Part of Keene's genius is that she doesn't just allow women to speak. She forces pusillanimous politicians to. Of course, you have to get in the pusillanimous because that's, That's how you talk about TERFs, I guess. JK, I don't think that JK or H. Joyce Gender or Posey Parker understand how cringe they are. That's like, honestly, at this point, if it weren't for the fact that they were so scary and aligning themselves with actual, Nazis, it would just be so cringe. The lack of the self-awareness. Can we buy some self-awareness? Like, excuse me, Pat, I'd like to buy a vowel. And that vowel is self-awareness. Like, I don't, like, come on, please. Hot sauce is totally a drug and I love it. So when we say these people are going to come after LGBTQ rights, like, we don't just mean trans and queer people. Like, literally just being like, I can't imagine one single reason why someone's adoptive parent might be on their birth certificate. I've apparently literally never met someone who adopted an 11-year-old who eventually wanted to formalize the situation and have them put on their birth certificate. Like, oh my God. Because a birth certificate, again, the goal is not to have a perfect record of the birth per se, although that is part of it, but it is an identity document that you carry with you for the rest of your life. And it's an issue if it doesn't match, whether it's your gender marker, whether it's your parent being on there. Like, you need these things to be consistent, and like stripping you of the ability to have appropriate identity documents is a means of stripping you of having the official means needed to live life in a country that requires all this paperwork. Like, yeah, the goal is to be oppressive here, to be clear. There's no reason to do this. There is no accuracy that you're seeking. You're not doing this in service to the truth. This is just to oppress queer people. I still haven't watched Sean's video about it, but I know that he posted a big video. I'm like, I know that she's a horrendous fascist, so I don't really feel the need to discuss it that much. I don't really feel the need to discuss it that much. We are actively in the middle of the oppression Olympics. Everybody's rights are getting minimized and stripped down, and it's a scary time to be alive. But we're making plans to stay safe. When I hear I have no problem with trans people or with LGBT people, but I know that's a likely enemy in the future. Maybe not now, but they will be. Do garlic granules and ginger and basil count as seasoning? Because those are my go-to things. Yes. Yes, Super Dr. Hulock. Garlic and ginger and basil all count as seasonings. But, Smuggy, true. My birth certificate has misspellings on it. Also, it turns out that I'm really illegitimate, and the father listed on there is my stepfather and not my biological father. That's funny. Garlic is so important to me. I know. I don't know what I would do if garlic was like something that really seriously triggered my IBS. I think it probably isn't the best for me in terms of giving me some gurgly guts, but it's like, it's so healthy though that I will tolerate it being bad for my guts because it tastes good and it's so healthy. I have kind of a crush on you. You're required to remit a payment for $50 in order to get permission to have a crush on me. Otherwise, it's not allowed. Garlic is the goat of seasonings. You were ahead by a year. Not even Xanderhall has been this spot on. I know. You think that a fucking 22-year-old cis guy doesn't know better than me? They will soon be targeting IVF as well as surrogacy. Of course. They focus on birth certificates because they believe only in the power of assignment. Not really religion and certainly not biology. It's about being able to dictate someone else's entire existence from birth to death in a way that serves your goals. Yeah, so I'm not going to post this in a segment or anything, but Zinnia retweeted something that I thought was really poignant. She posted this segment here that says, you know, this is a discussion about intersex children. So some parents of intersex children criticize legislation that restricts gender-affirming care, but includes exceptions for intersex people. Quote, trans people are being told, you can't possibly know anything about your body because you're way too young. And then alternately for intersex people, it's the opposite. They say, the choice of your gender is so important that you can't possibly wait until you're old enough to understand. Which I hadn't ever really considered, but that's a really interesting point. That like the reason why they don't wait on intersex children is because they think paternalistically, like, oh my gosh, this is such a huge decision. We need to do this to you before you might be able to say whether you want it done or not. Like we have to correct this before it gets out of hand or whatever. But so ultimately it comes down to the same thing for trans and intersex children. For intersex children, it's like, you know, this isn't your fault. You were born this way, but I have to fix you because I know what's best for you and I don't care what you care. Like, I don't care what you want, right? And then, like with trans people at the same time, they're going like, you're too young to understand what this means. This is just something you think you want. And because I know better for you and because normalizing you is the goal, it's ultimately the same kind of paternalistic, like, you know, oppression going, you know, for trans and intersex people. It's like, I know best for you and what's best for you is to be normal. So I'm going to either, I mean, in both cases, there is sometimes medical control. Like if you refuse to let a trans kid do puberty blockers, like that's like, I'm going to medically control you and normalize you in the same way that a surgery on an intersex kid is like, I'm going to medically control you and normalize you. I feel a little nervous when Lux plays with the brain picker. It's just a simple crochet hook, you know? Did I show you the apple that I made? I think I left it over on my altar. It's on my altar right now. But I made an apple earlier because my power went out the other day and I started, or yeah, no. My internet was out yesterday. My power was out over the weekend because of a major storm that went through the area. And then my internet went out for a little while last night. So I was crocheting at my desk a little bit and I made an apple. They didn't even explain to my parents what the medications I am on before were for or what my intersex condition was until I was an adult. Right, like, you know, the doctors themselves concealing information both from the parents and the children and like performing surgeries like that they claim are medically necessary but really just have the purpose of sterilizing and normalizing intersex children. Pretty irritating. Oh my god, my face is so itchy. So itchy. Well, I'm running out of steam a little bit. Is there anything else that we should talk about before we go? Or is there any fun topics we should talk about before we go? I always get to this 3-hour mark and I start getting really sleepy. I start getting so sleepy. I guess that is a little bit of a brain picker when I do it this way. Like, let me just, I'm going to pick my brain. I'm going to get up in there. Delicious. Yeah, I got a case of the slips. Calling it a birth defect or a deformity that can be corrected. Yeah, let me downplay. Oh, there's just a cosmetic deformity, and then they go and perform a fucking clitorectomy. Literally just cut off part of a child's clitoris. Hell yeah, managed to work a little bit during this. Fuck yeah. Ugh. Oh, my back's also been rather sore. That's what, like, when you're working out, it's like I'm getting stronger, but also I'm sore all the time. You know how that goes? Like, that's the goal even. The goal is to be sore for a good portion of your time. You're rotating out different parts of your body to be sore. How's everyone doing tax-wise? I'm kidding. I think I'm in a position where I could pay off the rest of my taxes from last year. So yes, I've seen their tool had a little bit more of a hook on it. The ancient Egyptians like using one of these things to like scramble the brains and get them out of the nose. I also had the Egyptology book when I was a kid. Oh, so... Oh, wait, so I think that... I was gonna say, I thought that Shark just posted a new video, but I think that he just posted the conversation that he had with Demon Mama. Burning Bread, Black Hatred and Harassment. A new video from Shark Zero. Yeah, fun things to learn as a small kiddo. What's his convo with DM? Yeah, so he had a conversation with Demon Mama about the whole, like, contention when other black creators are, like, mad at Shark and, like, calling him, you know, slurs and stuff. I guess he generally took the high road. I didn't listen to the conversation yet, but people are saying that it was a good convo. Where in the world is Emily Sands now? Ooh, bank account is low right now. It's genuinely good, even if it gets intense. It was a really good conversation. Yeah, I really need to check up. I need to, like, catch up on Demon Mama content this week. I need to watch the conversation... Or, sorry, not the conversation. I gotta watch her review of the Foreign Man video, and then I gotta see her conversation with Shark. I don't actually know if I'm gonna manage to catch up on this stuff. It's like, that's... Is that for enjoyment, or is that work? That's the question. Is there something less threatening that I should be fidgeting with on my desk in before I grab a pair of scissors immediately? Like... He got a lot of shit off his chest and let us know how SB's bullshit has affected him personally. Well, that's good to know that he was like, I'm gonna get a little bit raw with this. Okay, do you have any fidget toys? Do you mean like this? It's just really loud. Like, a lot of the functions on it make noise. So it generally, like, I try not to play with it during stream. Let's see how many different noises I can make. Horrendously annoying. I don't know, usually when we black people talk about our own like this, it means something. I'm kind of torn. I just think that, like, the kind of criticisms I've seen directed towards Shark, like, I mean, I feel like the criticism could be made... maybe, and then the way that it's being made is, like, some of the most vile and disgusting shit that I've seen. So... I took in, like, 6 hours of commentary on that drama, and people's grievances with Shark were still unclear. Okay, what was the other thing that I talked about? Oh yeah, trans man. No, that wasn't it. What did we just talk about? Oh, Italy, and Kelly J. Keane go after same-sex couples. I just needed to make my notes so that I know what I'm editing later. Oh my god. Gotta catch up on editing. It's fucking annoying. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. There was zero reason to throw racial slurs at him. Yeah, people keep saying, like, yeah, but the way that we use the word COON is quite special and different, and that means it's acceptable. And it's like, yeah, but even the thing that it's saying about another black person is horrendous, and it's a very high... I would say it's a very high burden. You would not want to call someone that word unless they had really fucked someone over. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Like, if... We should just start calling someone a Blair if they're doing what people are using the word COON to mean, you know? Like, anyway. I'm gonna leave now. We're gonna stop talking about this, and I'm gonna eat some food, and it's gonna be glorious. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. And as far as I know, we should still be on for Thursday. Good luck with your Wednesday hump day tomorrow. And y'all see you later. Okay? Okay. Take care of yourselves. Okay. Okay.